Welcome into the Oklahoman's video studio. Dave Morris alongside Alex Friedman, the voice of the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Welcome back.
Thanks, Dave. Great to be here.
Well, thank you. We always appreciate catching up with you each week. Talk about the various promotions, how the team's doing and all that. It's the All-Star break for both the majors and the minors over the past week, and now we're back out of the break. But last night was the minor league All-Star game, and the Dodgers did well.
Yeah, the AAA All-Star game that was played up in Tacoma, so it's kind of similar to the Major League Baseball All-Star game. You have the two leagues, the Pacific Coast League, which the OKC Dodgers are in, and the International League, which is the other AAA league. So we were fortunate to have 4 representatives in that game, and all of which did well. You know, Wilmer Font was the starting pitcher. Needed just 4 pitches to retire the side in the first inning, so his day was done pretty quickly. Madison Youngiter came in, he pitched the 4th, another 1-2-3 inning, just 7 pitches, had 1 strikeout. Willie Calhoun, our second baseman, showed what he's been doing all year. Extra base hits and RBIs. Had 2 doubles, an RBI, and a run scored. Alex Verdugo went 0 for 2, but I say it's understandable because on Sunday he was in Miami playing in the All-Star Futures game, then went all the way up to Tacoma and then had to play yesterday, so we'll give him a pass.
That's a brutal stretch there.
Yeah, it's not much of a break for him.
But good for him.
Exactly, yeah.
Also illustrates the strength of this team is pitching.
Yeah, it has been, and it kind of come and goes. I refer to it as a light switch. It'll go through these great stretches, and then it'll go through some not so great stretches. But for the most part, April and May, that's really what carried the team. The offense kind of caught up eventually.
Gotcha.
And it sounds so simple, but the key for this team, which still granted 9 games above 500, is if they pitch effectively, they're going to win. They're going to usually be able to score enough runs if they get the good pitching. But they give up 4 or 5 runs, maybe 6, they're going to be in some trouble.
I was at the ballpark last week, Thursday, which we'll talk about some Thirsty Thursdays here in a second, and that was one of those nights where it just got away from them against Iowa.
Yeah, and it's weird because although the overall numbers are good, they have these, I don't want to say blow-ups, but times, these anomalies that happen where they'll give up 10 or so runs a game. I think it's happened 8 times, but close to half the season, half the games this year, they've given up 3 or less. So it's just kind of finding that consistency which will help them out.
And then you have a night where Wilmer Font hits the mound and strikes out a dozen people.
Yeah, he's done that before. 3 double-digit strikeout games, had the 15 strikeout game to set the club record back in mid-May, which was awesome. And he recently got a little bit of an extra break, it seemed like he needed it. Looked a little bit fatigued out there on the mound in his last start before the All-Star break. They cut him a bit short still so he could pitch last night, but 4 scoreless, back to what we were used to seeing, and hopefully that'll carry over here now that he's able to get a bit of a breather.
How do you approach the second half of a season as a broadcaster? Do you have a different approach, different mindset?
No, it's really the same for us because at the lower levels of the minor leagues, so AA and below, everywhere but AAA, essentially you play halves. I think they do that because of so much movement and that you might have a completely different team in the first half and the second half, so on and so forth. Well, that doesn't happen in AAA. It's exactly like Major League Baseball, that you have to win your division to go to the playoffs. So there actually is no wild card, so it's not quite exactly like Major League Baseball, but you have to win your division. So because of that, you don't necessarily have a different approach. About this time, though, rosters are probably going to change, especially with the trade deadline, whether it's going to be us or teams that we're competing with. Colorado Springs is the team that leads us in the division right now, and the Milwaukee Brewers are contending ahead of schedule, and I think it's going to put pressure on Milwaukee to maybe make some moves. Might mean that they lose some of those guys at Colorado Springs, whether it's going to another organization in a trade or going up to Milwaukee. But, of course, the Dodgers, they're not going to be quiet at the trade deadline, even though they have the best record in the National League. This is not a team that is set up to win the division. It's set up with the goal to win the World Series, and it's almost
fantastic. They have
unbelievable. And it's World Series or bust is really what it is, and they're going to look towards that, and whatever needs they feel they need to fill, they're going to go out and get it. And it could be at the expense of their minor league system, but that's part of the reason why the guys are there.
All right, very good. Chatting with Alex Friedman, the voice of the Oklahoma City Dodgers. You can hear him on the air for every game, and there's a lot of home games coming up.
Yeah, 16 of 19 out of the break. So 16 over the next 20 days is what it's going to be at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark. So a couple of 8-game homestands. It's going to be a little bit weird to be here, be at home for that long. But 8 straight, out of the break, starting tonight with $2 Thursdays. And the team, after an April and May, really struggled to play well at home. really turned the corner in June, and they've been playing great lately, with the exception of the game maybe you went to last week. But
Happens.
yeah, but no, they've been playing really well at home. It'll be nice to, again, kind of let guys rest a little bit more as well, be able to come back from the break and be in one place for over a week, be where they normally stay, you know, in the certain beds and all that stuff. So that'll be good. Yeah, 8-game homestand begins tonight, $2 Thursday tonight, fireworks Friday tomorrow. We've got the ZOOPERSTARS coming in on Saturday. I always struggle to describe how the ZOOPERSTARS, but there's these inflatable characters that do all sorts of funny antics, you know, in between games. They all have puns for their names based on former Major League Baseball players or NBA players, or like there's Manatee Ramirez and gosh, I'm drawing blanks on the other, Harry Canary, you know, stuff like that. So that's always great for families. You know, that's also one of our friends and family nights where you get 4 tickets, 4 hats, and 4 combo vouchers to Brahms for just $39.99. Sunday we've got our Chaparral Energy Family Sunday, and then we'll have games Monday through Wednesday, and then back to another $2 Thursday a week from today.
$2 Thursday is a great deal.
It is. You know, from the time the gates open at 6 o'clock, sodas, waters, beers on sale for just $2. And, you know, we're playing New Orleans tonight and then Memphis after that.
And then Bush's Beans Home Run Recipes, food fight.
Yeah.
You can vote in this, right?
You can. MILB.com has done what's called Food Fight for the last several years, and normally it's just, you know, X team, what's your signature item, and it's kind of like a bracket of sorts. It's a randomized, which kind of hurts because you don't know exactly when you're going to be able to vote, but this year they have a partnership with Bush's Beans, so the stipulation was if you're going to submit to participate in the food fight competition, it has to involve Bush's Beans. So our sous chef Dwayne has this recipe called Southern Candy, and it pairs wings and beans, and actually the beans serve as a glaze for the wings as well.
Gotcha.
So Chef Dwayne's in his first year, and he does such a great job, you know, along with our executive chef Will. And so that's on MILB.com, the Bush's food fight, and vote for Oklahoma City Dodgers. If we win, we'll have a visit from Duke, the Bush's dog, at Chickasaw Bricktown Ballpark, as well as just bragging rights overall.
Of course.
Yeah.
I had some friends in from Sydney, Australia last week, and they went with me to the ballpark and really enjoyed it. Now, granted, they don't have a whole lot of baseball in Australia, but they picked up on what was going on. They really enjoyed it, and we've talked about this before. 20 years in that ballpark, it really has held up well.
It really is incredible, you know, especially because, you know, we were just in New Orleans, and that ballpark was built about the same time. And granted, they have some environmental challenges down there that we don't necessarily up here. It rains constantly. The humidity is different. And I'm not trying to be, you know, insulting or anything, but there really is no comparison between the two facilities that, again, are about the same age. So to have, you know, the support we do from the city to constantly upgrade it is really what makes it special, you know, from the scoreboard last year to the new Oklahoma Fidelity Bank Club this season. And, you know, again, we can't do that without the vision that was first started by the city and their leaders, and the realization that they know how important it is to maintain the facility.
Well, and support comes in many different ways, and people can help out in different ways if they have perhaps gently used equipment to help grow the game. That's part of your initiative.
Yeah, we've got a partnership this year with Terrascapes, a landscaping company, and they have this initiative called Grow the Game. And you can stop by during any home game or at the team store when the team is on the road to drop off any gently used softball or baseball equipment. And then you'll be entered into a drawing to go see the Los Angeles Dodgers play in Washington, D.C., actually, in mid-September. And that could very well be
a great matchup.
Yeah, exactly, and that could very well be another playoff preview. You know, they played each other last year in the division series, and it could be in the division series or the NLCS again this year. So you've really got a couple of star-studded teams that'll be taking place out there, and you know, you got Nationals Park, which I've never been to, but I've heard many great things about. It's about 10 years old now. So a chance to go see the Dodgers play on the road in D.C. is by helping out the community.
One last thing to talk about, speaking of helping out the community, the blood drive coming up Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, any Monday or Tuesday, if you want to go to OBI, you can donate blood and you'll receive tickets to some Dodgers games. We had our All-American Blood Drive a few weeks back, and that went just tremendously. I mean, a couple thousand people showed up that day to help donate, and that worked out very well. But again, we know that not everyone could make it that day, and you want to be able to help out. And the message we always have with OBI is that blood donations drop off during the summer because folks aren't on their regular schedules. Kids are out of school, they're on vacation, all that stuff. But the demand for blood remains the same. So go to any OBI Monday or Tuesday and walk in, just donate blood, and you'll get you some Dodgers tickets.
Sound good. Just a part of the way the Dodgers are connected with the community and helping things out. He's Alex Friedman, again, the voice of the Oklahoma City Dodgers. Schedules, ticket information, other event info can be found right there on the website at OKCDodgers.com.
There's Harry Canary, too, by the way.
Harry Canary right there. Alex, thanks so much.
All right, thanks, Dave.